Hi, everybody, and happy St. Pat's Day to you. Welcome to the show, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Leprechaun series of films, while drawing the titular leprechaun here, holding his shiny gold coins out to you. If you guys haven't seen this movie, the Leprechaun franchise all started in 1993 with the movie Leprechaun, wherein the titular leprechaun terrorizes a group of young people at a farmhouse in North Dakota. Yeah, you hear Leprechaun, I think North Dakota. But that's not the most ridiculous setting that the Leprechaun will menace. We'll get into that a little bit later. As it stands, you probably are well aware, the elephant in the room with this, Jennifer Aniston, yes, of Friends fame and all the other movies and successes she's had. This is one of her first breakout roles in the first Leprechaun movie. I know that Mrs. Aniston oftentimes laments that fact, but hey, I love these movies, so she should be proud to have been a part of it. What really makes the Leprechaun franchise, of course, is Warwick Davis, and the titular name him in the movies themselves, but I think the fan community have gone on to name him Ludban or Ludwin. I don't know how you pronounce that. I've only see it written, but anyway, titular leprechaun here is kidnapped from Ireland along with his gold and brought to a farmhouse in North Dakota, of all places. Yes, North Dakota. I think Dakota. But that's not the most ridiculous place the leprechaun will menace in his franchise, but we'll get to that a little bit later. The leprechaun is imprisoned there. The gentleman who kidnapped him suffers a stroke or heart attack, and the house is up on the market for 10 years until Jennifer Aniston and her dad move in, and some local painters come by, including a couple of kids and their friends. And once the leprechaun is released, all heck breaks loose, as this little guy is really mean. You feel, you think leprechaun's good-natured. Oh, no. This is one mean jerk leprechaun. But you love it because Warwick Davis has so much fun in the role. I don't know if I've ever seen any actor in any film ever have as much fun as Mr. Davis has being the leprechaun. It's incredible, and definitely one of the reasons to watch this movie. It's filled with wacky one-liners and zingers, and the leprechaun is constantly rhyming things, and it's a great performance. He straddles that line between having like a mean spirit to him, but also he's just like delightful. I even think that the one-liners and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and say it, guys, fight me if you must, but the leprechaun, his better zingers than Freddy Krueger at the end of the day. I love Freddy to death, don't get me wrong, but good rhymes and puns will always steal my heart like a leprechaun's gold. As you can see here, we are just drawing in mainly, I don't know if portrait's the right word, of the leprechaun. He's got a shiny gold coin, and then down there in the lower right-hand corner is his pot of gold. And I'm trying to go for kind of an uplit lighting effect here, almost as if the gold itself is glowing and sending out the light onto his face. So to do that, we're kind of keeping the parts that are towards that gold, like the underside of the hat, the underside of his nose and stuff, more lit, and shading the upper portions of it. So not going too crazy with it, just trying something new here and having a lot of fun with that. And then we're going to add in some of these gold coins to kind of pop them out, make it look less like just a big, gold blob and more like actual coins or whatever. Like I had said before, the Leprechaun went on to be in 7 other movies. Yes, there's 8 movies in the entire Leprechaun franchise, with Warwick Davis portraying the Leprechaun in the first 6. I guess you'd call that the classic period of Leprechaun films. The Leprechaun, after menacing a North Dakota farmhouse, would find himself in Los Angeles looking for a bride. Then he'd find himself in Las Vegas doing all kind of wacky shenanigans. After that, yes, Leprechaun 4 in space. The Leprechaun goes to outer space to terrorize a spaceship and wants to marry a alien bride. great plot in this one. Leprechaun 4, I guess a leprechaun's powers is directly tied to how much gold they have. So he wants to marry the richest alien princess in the galaxy so he can have the most gold and be the strongest leprechaun in the universe. Brilliant. 10 out of 10. No notes. Leprechaun 5 sees a leprechaun in the hood. Yes, Leprechaun in the hood. And then Leprechaun 6, Back to the Hood. Yeah, so I guess that was a plot that they felt needed more Leprechaun in the Hood. Once again, very entertaining. Warwick Davis just having a blast in all of these movies. Leprechaun 7, Leprechaun Origins, my least favorite of the entire series, recast the role, and they try to make this a straight up horror movie. Less humor and more the menace, and man, it does not work well for me at all. So Also, got a note that was produced by WWE Studios. Yes, the wrestling folks made a Leprechaun movie. Wow. Following that, we got a Sci-Fi Channel original, Leprechaun Returns, I believe, which actually, gotta say, not too bad. So worth checking out. It's definitely like got that TV movie vibe to it, but still not terrible. Anyway, if you're going to watch one of these Leprechaun movies, gotta say, the first one is probably the best one to watch if you're just looking for like a silly fun time. There's not really any gore in it. Very few people die. I think the Leprechauns got the right amount of, menace to humor. That balance is there a little bit better, which I like. So that's where I'm going with this Leprechaun 1. That's what I'm watching this St. Pat's Day. Let's get in here with some of the pens and add in some various details and stuff. Now, one thing to note is I went with a rainbow background for him, which I like, but there's something about it that just, once I get all the tones in here with the pens, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to darken that up. Sometimes when you're doing a drawing, you have to make decisions on the fly, and whether it's the right one or the wrong one, sometimes you just got to stand by what you do. And, that's where it came with this one. As you can see, I'm adding in all kind of like gross textures on his face, just little like lines to make him look wrinkly and gross. The Leprechaun's got really bad skin in these movies. I don't know what his deal is. Adding in just some random textures here and there on all the different parts, like his hat, on his blue lapels there for his jacket, and his red vest underneath, and just kind of darkening it all up a bit, but wanted to give that like menacing look to him that I think a lot of the texture adds. I'm happy with how the lighting effects all worked out on that. Let's go in with a white paint pen as well, add in some shines to it, shines on the coins, and just some highlights here and there, especially on the eyes, in the beard and whatnot. I think that's going to really finish it up. And then we're going to add in some more white in the lapel areas just to add a little more texture to that, make everything pop out. There we go. Let's darken in that background a bit. And guys, we are almost done drawing the Leprechaun. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to slap a frame on it here, a mat, so I can see where I'm at, and then sign it up. I think I decided to put it right there under the sleeve. Let's take a look at the scan, shall we? Cool, cool, cool. I like it. Leprechaun is just a great series. I'm glad it exists. I mean, there's a movie about a killer leprechaun. There's 8 movies about killer goofball leprechauns. I love that I live in that universe. Wouldn't want that to change. This movie was on TV all the time as a kid, so I kind of have good memories from that, seeing it on TNT and stuff like that. So very, very cool. So guys, I hope you're all having a great St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're all staying safe and having a lot of fun too. If you're stuck inside, watch some Leprechaun movies. You can't go wrong with that. And until the next one, you guys have a good one. We'll see ya. Goodbye.
Help! Help! It's happening! The attack is on O'Grady Farm. Send help. The leprechaun is attacking.